Hey guys, let's create this awesome little animation in Adobe After Effects. Right, so we're just in After Effects. I'm going to click on the New Composition button. I'm going to name this text Reveal in camel case. I'm going to keep the resolution to 1920 by 1080 pixels, 60 FPS for buttery smooth animation. Full resolution, going to use 6 seconds as the duration for this composition with a white background. So I'm going to hit OK. So the first thing I'm going to do is select this rectangle tool. I'm going to drag a rectangle onto the composition. Make sure that the fill is set to a colour of your choosing with no stroke, and then I'm just going to hold down Control and double click this pan behind anchor point tool. So let's do that. I'm then going to align this rectangle horizontally and vertically. So now I'm just going to select this shape layer and I'm going to set the width of the shape layer to 1920 pixels wide, just so that it covers this composition width. And then I'm going to drag this shape layer to approximate some sort of size, just an approximate ballpark of what we're looking at. I'm then going to select the text tool. I'm going to click inside here and then I'm going to write my text. So I'm going to say bytes loves bits / excuse me, let's redo this. I'm going to say youtube.com / bytes loves bits followed by 2 spaces followed by a vertical bar followed by 2 spaces, caps lock on, subscribe followed by 2 spaces, caps lock off, and a vertical bar. Now I'm just going to come out of here. I'm going to select the text layer. I'm going to click the pan behind tool, double click it whilst holding down Control on the keyboard. Then I'm going to head over to the align tool. I'm going to align horizontally and vertically. And that centers this text layer inside this shape layer. I'm just going to increase these vertical bars in height. So I'm just going to select that and I'm going to say about 170 is a good ballpark figure. And then I'm going to decrease the width to 50%, like so. I'm going to select this one as well, do the same thing here. 170% for the height and 50% for the width, followed by enter. I'm going to come out of there. So the next stage is to select the rectangle tool again. Just going to drag an approximate shape somewhere around that ballpark, hold down Control, click the pan behind tool. Just going to make sure the shape layer is selected, hit S on the keyboard, and start at 0%, and in 15 frames we're going to go up to 100%. So we get this very basic and crude animation of the shape popping into life. Whilst I'm at this particular point in time, I'm going to hit P for position. I'm going to select this. I'm going to move forward in time to about 2 seconds. That'll do. And then I'm just going to select this shape, hold down Shift and drag it to the left. So if we check our work, what we have is this very basic animation where the shape pops into life and then swiftly moves over to the left. So I'm just going to move the current time indicator to where the animation starts. I'm going to make sure this text layer is selected. I'm going to click on the rectangle tool and then I'm going to drag a rectangle or a mask all the way across the text layer like so. I'm going to make sure that this mask is set to subtract. And then I'm going to drop down into the mask path. I'm going to select this and then I'm going to go forwards in time right to 2 seconds again. And then I'm going to just select the mask with the mouse, hold down Shift, and I'm just going to move the mask to about there. So if we review what we've done, if we go back, we will get this lovely little animation whereby the shape pops into space and the mask reveals the text like so. So I'll do that. And if you want to see it in real time, let me just see if this will render properly. We get something to that effect. Right, so I want this whole animation to stay on screen for about 1 second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move across by 1 second, 2, 3, and I'm going to set a position keyframe, and then I want this bar to come across the screen. So what I'm going to do is after a further second, I'm going to hit P. Well, I don't need to hit P, P's already there. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to select this, hold down Shift, and drag it back over here, like so. Release the mouse and release that. And we have sort of this animation going on. So we're going across and we're coming back across with the bar. So let's go back to here where the animation starts to reverse. And what I want to do is I want to add a keyframe for the mask. And then I want the mask to finish animating where the bar finishes animating. So what I do then is I select the mask, hold down Shift, and I go to the right like so. So let's see what we've got. Let's go back and forwards. So if I press spacebar, hopefully this will render. And there you have it. Right, so let's tidy this up a bit. So I'm just going to right click on the shape layer. I'm going to select, let's have a look, where is it? Transform. Going to give it some opacity, about 70%. Just going to drag the current time indicator to the full animation, to the where the animation ends. And that looks okay. And then I'm going to go to the region of interest. And I'm just going to drag the window somewhat. And I'm going to just basically remove most of the stuff what I don't need, leaving a bit to play with there. I'm going to drag the animation just to make sure nothing is missing. That's fine there. And I'm just going to drag it this side as well to make sure we're not missing any animation. That is also fine. And then I'm just going to go up to composition, crop comp to region of interest. And finally, I'm just going to lasso these keyframes and hit F9 for easy ease. And let's see what we've got. So if I hit play, we have this silky smooth animation. But before we terminate or wrap this tutorial up, I'm just going to hit the motion blur setting on there. And we'll press play again. Much smoother. So there you go. One subscribe reveal animation over and out.